breaking news coming in. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has announced that the State Department is avoiding long-standing restrictions on how U.S. diplomats and others have contracted with their counterparts in Taiwan, another move that is expected to upset China as the Trump administration wins to an end. The Trump administration has sought to strengthen bilateral ties with Taiwan. It also announced on Thursday that UN Ambassador Kelly Craft would go to Taiwan, a move that has sparked sharp criticism from Beijing. My colleague Abhishek Kapoor is on the phone lines with us. Important developments coming in on a Sunday morning. United States of America has gone ahead and risked enraging bilateral ties with China with limits on Taiwanese relations. Now, of course, when it comes to Taiwan and China, the One China policy withstands and is very sentimental about this. US has already been facing tensions. Washington and Beijing tensions are not good. Amidst all of this, US Secretary of State has announced that US will be easing limitations on Taiwanese relations. Over to you, Abhishek.
Coming off full circle from 1979, 76, in fact, when the Nixon administration, midwifed by Pakistan and Henry Kissinger traveling there, had gotten into the China relationship, and then in 1979, the Taiwan Relations Act was passed, which kind of downgraded the U.S. public engagement with Taiwan. Now we have seen under the Trump administration, particularly, though there is a bipartisan support for having an independent diplomatic relationship with Taiwan. We have seen how Obama administration also supplied weapons packages, as also the Trump administration. But we have seen the last 6 months, Trump administration really upping the ante in the backdrop of the COVID pandemic. We saw how Health Secretary Alex Azar had visited Taiwan in August last year, and that was first in decades. So I think the Trump administration is continuing with the policy of pushing China on Taiwan. As is yet to hear from the Chinese side, but what is important is that even within Washington, D.C. establishment, there might be some disquiet as to the timing, because remember, the Trump administration is on the last leg, just about 10 days to go, and for this kind of big action to be taken in this time, there might be some policy consequences. But what is important is that this is a piece with the stance or the confrontationist stance that Trump administration really adopted on China, particularly after the COVID pandemic. So while the Taiwan policy has some bipartisan support in D.C., what is important is that the pushing the envelope that has been done by the Trump administration over the last couple of months, culminating with this amendment by which effectively proper diplomatic protocol would be set up between the two countries, short of perhaps having ambassadorial assignments. I think you would see some Chinese response, but this is also given the fact that Mike Pompeo, State Secretary, would be traveling to the Europe and the European Union region next week. It's perhaps a bit of a dare to China, and of course a message to the European Union also to kind of continue with their isolating China project. So I think it's in line with what the Trump administration has been doing over the past few months. Chinese response as yet awaited. I would say that after some disquiet, given the bipartisan support to Taiwan, it might be very difficult for the incoming Biden administration to really roll back any of the steps taken by Trump administration on Taiwan.